Namaste all, welcome back to my channel. Let us continue on Lalita Sahasranama tutorials. This is the next lesson in the series. Before we begin, I want to explain how I organized each sloka and also this learning series into 4 different sections. Each section has a purpose and together they make your learning process more structured and accurate. So the first section, as you all can see here, is a pronunciation guide. I included this to help you pronounce each syllable correctly by marking the dirghas and showing the right phonetics like ala, ana, anuswaram and other essential Sanskrit sounds. When you understand the basics of correct pronunciation, especially how Sanskrit sounds are represented in English, your entire learning and recitation process becomes extremely easy. Okay? So the second section is the Padavibhajana. So here I split the words or the namas. I included this as a reference guide to help you memorize each nama. Kindly note, this is only for learning and understanding the diction and the pronunciation of each nama. But when you chant the sloka in its full form, you should not split the words incorrectly or inappropriately. So please use this splitting as a tool to help you internalize the structure. Okay. Now on that note, the next section is the sloka in itself. These 2 slokas that you see here are the 2 ways on how the Sanskrit slokas can be written in English. Okay, both the versions, they followed all the dynamics of Sanskrit recitation with correct pronunciation, diction, sandhi and the syllable length. Okay, so this is the version you should chant. You should not use this to chant the sloka. Only if you want to chant namas you can, but even then you have to ensure that you are inserting proper dirghas and everything. Okay, but you should not chant these slokas in a broken fashion or format. Okay, and these 2 slokas, in addition to the pronunciation sound and all, have also ensured to insert proper spaces and pauses wherever they are applicable. If you are not seeing any spaces or pauses on any slokas, that means that sloka does not have the pauses or the breaks and it has to be read in or it has to be recited in one go. These 2 are the versions that you should chant. Alright, now the last and the final is this section, the incorrectly written sloka. Now, the reason why I have included incorrectly written sloka is to simply show you how not to chant or recite sloka. Unfortunately, all over the internet, a lot of the texts that are written in English have incorrectly translated Sanskrit to English. They simply took the literal word-to-word translation. They did not emphasize on ucharana. And even a lot of the temples that are actually carrying these stotras in English also have several ucharana doshas. So I tried to correct all those ucharana doshas in these 2 slokas. I mean, once you have done this tutorials and everything and you have really learned the right way of reciting Lalita Sahasranama stotra, you actually yourself will make the corrections. If you are finding it anywhere, while in a temple or anywhere, you can actually let them know, or you probably won't even read those particular stotras or texts, and you should not. You know, whenever you are finding or wherever you are finding any incorrectly written text, please don't use them to recite the stotra. You definitely have to have the text that is properly written and all the ucharanas of a specific stotra. Okay, and by comparing the incorrect and the correct version side by side, you will immediately understand how errors in spelling, ucharana, dirgha, vowel length, nasal sounds and everything can actually change the flow and meaning of the chant. And which will obviously result in the ucharana dosha. Ucharana doshas should be always avoided. Okay, so my intention to include these 4 sections with pronunciation, Padavibhajana, correct sloka and the incorrect sloka is to guide you step by step. So by end of these tutorials, you will actually become a pro in chanting Lalita Sahasranama if you follow these tutorials very carefully. Okay, now let me cover each section in detail for your easy learning and understanding. Alright, so first let me walk you all through the incorrectly written form. Let us say I'm a beginner, I'm an English speaker and I'm a beginner. I really do not know, where to properly emphasize and how to do the proper pronunciation and ucharana. I don't know anything. So somebody like me, when I'm reciting this stotra, the way how I will recite is Arunarudam Kaustambha Vastra Bhasvat Katitati Ratna Kinkini Karamya Rashana Dama Bhushta. This sloka has no gaps or pauses. This sloka has to be recited in one go. And they try to split every word almost. And then if you see here, they have written this as Katitati. It is Katitati. Okay, so there are so many ucharana doshas. And what happens because of these ucharana doshas is that it changes the meaning of the sloka completely. Okay, so before I explain this form, let me go through the pronunciation guide. The way how Sanskrit usually is translated into English, the sutras, especially the dirghas, is they use something called macron. This line that you're seeing here, that is a macron. If you're seeing that macron on any letter, it simply means that you have to hold that sound a little longer. So for example, this letter small a is a, small a, without a macron. With a macron, it becomes a. I, without a macron, E, with a macron, E. Likewise, U, without a macron, U, with a macron, U. And O, with a macron, O, without a macron, O. Now, E with a macron is A. Okay, A, dirgham, A. Without a macron, A. And now this is called subdot. With a subdot, it's called ana, ini, ana. And then this one here, and with the approximate symbol is nya. Now this is another one. S with this particular sign here, S with this sign is sa. Telugu, this distinction is extremely clear. Within the S, sa sound, there are three types of sa. This is sa, which is a. You will get that a sound, sa. And then sha. So S with the subdot is sha. And then this is sa, the actual sa. Okay, sa, sha. And again, N is a ana, retroflex ana. And M is anuswaram. It is So we have to ensure that these pronunciation dynamics are followed, and you need to understand what each one corresponds to and then memorize accordingly. There are two ways you can write it. This is actually the most authentic way. But I have been giving this approach as well, just to emphasize on those dirghas. Let us start with Guru Vandanam. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheswara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Ganganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Vasinyadi Bhagdevatabhyam Namaha. Om Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shri Matre Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. So first one, Aruna. So you see here, this one is Ana, and there is a macron on A, so this is a dirgha. Aruna. Even capital N can also be, you can use it as a Ana, retroflex na or Ana. Kausumbha. Okay, and Kausumbha, there is a ha uttu on bha. Kausumbha. It's not Kausumba. A lot of people, they chant stotras without that harkara. That annoys me so much. I'll be honest with you guys. It doesn't give that authentic feeling, the stotra feeling. They recite stotras just like they are singing songs. Don't do that. Okay? Alright. Aruna, Kausumbha, Vastra, Bha. There is Adirgha and Ha syllable. Bhaswat, Kati. So there is a I macron, that is dirgha. Tati, again E dirgha. Tati, Ratna, Kinkini, Ana. Kinkini, Ka Ramya, Ka has a A dirgha. Rasana. So this sa you see here is actually this sa, Rasana. Some people will write it like this also, but it is Rasana, Dama, Da has a A dirgha. Bhushita, Bhu. So, ha sound and U dirgha, and Ta has a A dirgha. Okay, again. Aruna, Kausumbha, Vastra, Bhaswat, Kati, Tati, Ratna, Kinkini, Karamya, Rasana, Dama, Bhushita. Now, the way you have to recite this sloka is, like I said earlier, this sloka has no breaks or pauses. Everything should be recited in one go. Okay? Alright. Aruna, Kausumbha, Vastra, Bhaswat, Kati, Tati, Ratna, Kinkini, Karamya, Rasana, Dama, Bhushita. You see? Recite slowly. When you're reciting slowly, you can hold those dirghas, nicely, and that will also give you some breathing room. Okay, so you really don't run out of the breath, and then you don't end up making mistakes. Don't try to rush your recitations. Alright? Again. Aruna, Kausumbha, Vastra, Bhaswat, Kati, Tati, Ratna, Kinkini, Karamya, Rasana, Dama, Bhushita. Now, do you all see the clear difference between this sloka and this slokas? So this is the reason, guys, why I have been emphasizing a lot on the pronunciation. Alright, so please keep those things in mind when you are learning and also reciting stotras. Alright, okay, now let's move on to the next one. Now let us look at the Sloka 17. Now first Pada Vibhajana. First one is Kamesa. Ka has a dirgha and Ma has a dirgha. Ka has a A dirgha, Ma has a A dirgha. Kamesa. Jnata. Nya has a A dirgha. Jnata. Saubha. Bha has a Ha phonetic and a A dirgha. Saubhagya. Ma has a A dirgha. Mardavo. Wo has a O dirgha. Mardavoru. Dvayanvita. Ya has a A dirgha and Ta also has a A dirgha. Manikya. Ma has a A dirgha. Manikya. Makutakara. Taka. Both have dirghas. Makutakara. Janu. Ja has a dirgha. Dvaya virajita. Ra and Ta has a dirgha. So, Kamesa, Jnata, Saubhagya, Mardavoru, Dvayanvita, Manikya, Makutakara, Janu, Dvaya, Virajita. This particular sloka has to be recited in one go, with one flow, no breaks or pauses. Kamesa, Jnata, Saubhagya, Mardavoru, Dvayanvita, Manikya, Makutakara, Janu, Dvaya, Virajita. Alright. So now moving on to the Sloka 18th. So now you hear, so this is what really caught my attention with Sloka 18. I don't know why they wrote it as a Endrogopa. E usually is pronounced as A. Like E elephant, egg. I don't know why they used E here. The right syllable is I. Okay. Now let us look at Pada Vibhajana. Indra Gopa. Go has a O dirgha. Indra Gopa Parikshipta Smaratu. Nabha Janghika Gudha Gulfa Kurma. Ku also has a U dirgha. Prushta Jaishnu Prapadanvita. Okay, so once again, Indra Gopa Parikshipta Smaratu Nabha Janghika Gudha Gulfa Kurma Prushta Jaishnu Prapadanvita. So for this particular sloka, there is a pause in the second line. Other than that, everything should go in one flow. So let me read it. Indra Gopa Parikshipta Smaratu Nabhajanghika Gudha Gulfa Kurma Prushta Jaishnu Prapadanvita. So you have to give a brief pause after Pa. Gudha Gulfa Kurma Prushta Jaishnu Prapadanvita. Okay, again. Indra Gopa Parikshipta Smaratu Nabhajanghika Gudha Gulfa Kurma Prushta Jaishnu Prapadanvita. While you are focusing on dirghas, don't forget to pronounce the has sounds like Smaratu Nabha Janghika. Don't say Nabha Janghika or Gudha Gulfa. Gudha. So you have to clearly, explicitly say those ha sounds as well. Alright? Okay. So now let us look at the sloka 19th. Nakha, nakha, kha, nakha, di. There is a dirgha on this di, but there is no dirgha here. Nakha, di, dhiti, sanchanna, cha. There is also a ha sound on cha. Sanchanna. Na is a buttu. It is double na, double n. Uttu. Samajjana. Ja also has a uttu. Samajjana. Tamo. O is a dirgha. Guna. Again, here A is also a dirgha. Padadvaya. Prabha. Jala. Bha has a dirgha and Ja also has a dirgha. Prabha. Jala. Para. Ra also has a dirgha. Saro. O dirgha. Ruha. Again. Dirgha. So, nakha, didhiti, sanchanna, samajjana, tamo, guna, padadvaya, prabhajala, parakruta, saroruha. Now, this entire sloka will also is one single flow. No breaks or pauses here, okay? And the way you should read is, nakadhidhiti, sanchanna, samajjana, tamo, guna, padadvaya, prabhajala, parakruta, saroruha. Nakadidhiti sanchanna samajjana tamo guna padadvaya prabhajala parakruta saroruha. Okay, so now let us look at the sloka 20. Sinjana, Ja has a dirgha. Sinjana, Mani, Mani, Ana, Sinjana, Mani, Manjira. There is no dirgha on Mani, but there is a dirgha on here, Ja. Manjira, Mandita Sri, Padambuja. Da and Ja both have adirghas. Marali. Here, Ra has a adirgha and Ala. This is not La. It's not Marali. Marali. Ala has a E dirgha. Marali, Mandagamana. Na has a dirgha. Maha, Lavanya, Sevadihi. I hope you are following where exactly the dirghas are and everything, right? I know I'm repeating, but then you should be able to follow even if I don't explicitly call those out. So anything that has a macron has a dirgha to it, all right? Again, Sinjana Mani Manjira Mandita Sri Padambuja Marali Mandagamana Mahalavanya Sevadihi. Okay, so here again everything goes in a flow except there is a pause here between these two words. So let me read it. Sinjana Mani Manjira Mandita Sri Padambuja Marali Mandagamana Mahalavanya Sevadihi. Okay, all right. So let us look at the sloka 21. Sarva Runa Navadyangi dirghas Sarva Bharana Bhushita Siva Kameswarankastha. There are dirghas on Ka, Ra and Ta. Kameswarankastha Siva Swadhina. Va, Sva and Dhi have dirghas. This is A dirgha and this is E dirgha. Swadhina Vallabha. Okay. So let us look at the sloka. Sarvaruna Navadyangi. There is a sandhi between these two. Sarvaruna and Nava. Here there is a sandhi. Sarvaruna Navadyangi. Pause. Sarva Bharana Bhushita. Siva. Slight pause. Kameswarankastha. Siva. There is no dirgha here. Siva Swadhina Vallabha. Few they actually put dirgha on this one but not here. So they read it as Siva Kameswarankastha Siva Swadhina Vallabha. But the right way is Siva Kameswarankastha Siva Swadhina Vallabha. So there is a pause here, there is a pause here, here. So this sloka pauses, slight pauses. Alright. So again, Sarva Runa Navadyangi Sarva Bharana Bhushita Siva Kameswarankastha Siva Swadhina Vallabha. Did you see how I inserted pauses? I will read again with pauses. Sarva Runa Navadyangi Sarva Bharana Bhushita Siva Kameswarankastha Siva Swadhina Vallabha. Alright? Okay. Now let us look at sloka 22. Sumeru. Ma has a dirgha. Sumeru Madhya Srungastha. Ta has a A sound and Ha sound and a Adirgha. Srungastha Sriman Nagara. Na has a Na too. Double Na. N and double Na. Sriman Nagara Naika. Na and Ka has dirghas. Naika Chintamani. Ana. This is Ana. Ni Ana. Chinta. Ta has a Ta dirgha. A dirgha. Chintamani Gruhantastha. Both here Ha and Tha have a dirghas. Gruhantastha Pancha Brahma Sanasthita. Okay, again. Sumeru Madhya Shrungastha Sriman Nagara Naika Chintamani Gruhantastha Pancha Brahma Sanasthita. Okay, and the way you have to read this is with slight pauses. Sumeru Madhya Srungastha. Small pause. Sriman Nagara Naika Chintamani Gruhantastha. Pause. Pancha Brahma Sanasthita. Again. Sumeru Madhya Srungastha Sriman Nagara Naika Chintamani Gruhantastha Pancha Brahma Sanasthita. Okay, few people actually read it as Sumeru Shrunga Madhyastha, but the right is Sumeru Madhya Srungastha. Alright. Now let us look at sloka 23. Maha Padma Tavi Samstha Kadamba, no dirghas on this word. Kadamba Vanavasini Sudha Sagar Madhyastha Kamakshi. There is dirgha on Kama and also Kshi. Kamakshi Kamadayini. Except Ma, all other letters have dirgha. Okay, again. Mahapadma Tavi Samstha Kadamba Vanavasini Sudha Sagara Madhyastha Kamakshi Kamadayini. So this sloka has pauses, so let me read so you understand where to insert the pauses. Mahapadma Tavi Samstha, pause. Kadamba Vanavasini Sudha Sagara Madhyastha, pause. Kamakshi, pause. Kamadayini. Again. Mahapadma Tavi Samstha Kadamba Vanavasini Sudha Sagara Madhyastha Kamakshi Kamadayini. So now let us look at Sloka 24. Devarshi, Da has a dirgha. Devarshi Gana Gana Ana Gana Sanghata Sanghata. Dha has a dirgha but Da doesn't. Sanghata Sthuya. This should be sthu. There is a ha sound and also a u dirgha. Devarshi Gana Sanghata Sthuya Manatma. Ma na have dirghas. Manatma Vaibhava Bhandasura Vadhu Dyukta Sekti Sena. Sa and na both have dirghas. Samanvita. Alright. Again. Devashi Gana Sanghata Sthuya Manatma Vaibhava Bhanda Suravadhu Dyukta Sekti Sena Samanvita. And this sloka also doesn't have any pauses or breaks. And the way how we have to recite this is Devarshigana Sanghata Sthuya Manatma Vaibhava Bhanda Suravadho Dyukta Sekti Sena Samanvita. So now let us look at Sloka 25. Sampat Kari Samarudha. There is no dirgha on dha, it only has ha sound, but there are dirghas on ma and ru. Ma has a dirgha and ra has u dirgha. Sindhura, no dirghas on this word. Vrajasevita, se has a dirgha and ta has a dirgha. Ashwarudha Dhishtitasva Koti Koti Bhiravruta. See this sloka, Koti they only wrote it once, I don't know why, but that's wrong. Okay, again. Sampatkari Samarudha Sindhura Vrajasevita Ashwarudha Dhishtitasva Koti Koti Bhiravruta. And this entire sloka should be read in one flow, one go. No pauses, no breaks here. The way you can recite that: Sampatkari Samarudha Sindhura Vrajasevita Ashwarudha Dhishtitasva Koti Koti Bhiravruta. Alright, sloka 26. Chakra Raja Radha. It is Radha. Dha has a dirgha, but Ra doesn't have any dirgha. So it should be Radha. Rudha. U. Ra has a u dirgha here. Sarva Yudha. No dirghas. Purashkruta. Geya Chakra Radha. Rudha Mantrini. Ana Mantrini. Parisevita. Parisevita. Sa and ta. Both have dirghas. One has a and the other one has a dirgha. Okay. Again. Chakra Raja Radha. Rudha Sarva Yudha Purashkruta. Geya Chakra Radha. Rudha Mantrini. Parisevita. Again, this one also has no breaks. So the way you have to read it is Chakra Raja Radha Rudha Sarva Yudha Purashkruta Geya Chakra Radha Rudha Mantrini Parisevita. Chakra Raja Radha Rudha Sarva Yudha Puraskruta Geya Chakra Radha Rudha Mantrini Parisevita. Alright, next one. 27 sloka. Kiri chakra radha rudha radha. Da has a a dirgha, and here ru has a u dirgha. Danda nadha, na and dha, they both have dirghas. Parishkruta Jwala, jwa has a dirgha. Jwala malini, ma has a dirgha ma. Kakshipta vahni prakara madhyaga. Okay, so pra, ka have dirghas, but ra doesn't have dirgha. So again, kiri chakra radha rudha dandanadha parishkruta Jwala malini kakshipta vahni prakara madhyaga. Again, this one also has no breaks or pauses. So let us read everything in one go. Kiri chakra radha rudha dandanadha puraskruta Jwala malini kakshipta vahni prakara madhyaga. Again, Kiri chakra radha rudha dandanadha puraskruta Jwala malini kakshipta vahni prakara madhyaga. Alright, so well, I will stop here for this tutorial from sloka 16 to 27. So before we wrap up, let me recite all 12 slokas at once, and then you can follow my recitation as you're practicing. Alright? अरुणारुण कौसुम्भ वस्त्रभास्वत्कटी तटी रत्नकिङ्किणिकारम्य रसनादामभूषिता कामे सज्ञात सौभाग्य मार्दवोरुद्वयान्विता माणिक्यमकुटाकार जानुद्वय विराजिता इन्द्रगोपपरिक्षिप्त स्मरतूणाभजङ्घिका गूढगुल्फा कूर्मपृष्ठजैष्णुप्रपदान्विता नखदीधिति सञ्चन्नन्नमज्जनतमो गुणा पदद्वय प्रभाजाल पराकृत सरोरुहा सिञ्जानमणिमञ्जीर मण्डित श्रीपदाम्बुजा मराळी मन्दगमना महालावण्य सेवदिः सर्वारुणा नवद्याङ्गी सर्वाभरणभूषिता शिवा कामेश्वराङ्कस्था शिवस्वाधीनवल्लभा सुमेरुमध्यशृङ्गस्था श्रीमन्नगरनायिका चिन्तामणिगृहान्तस्था पञ्चब्रह्मासनस्थिता महापद्माटवी संस्था कदम्बवनवासिनी सुधासागरमध्यस्था कामाक्षी कामदायिनी देवर्षिगणसङ्घातस्थूयमानात्मवैभवा भण्डासुरवधोद्युक्तशक्तिसेना समन्विता सम्पत्करी समारूढ सिन्धुरव्रजसेविता अश्वारूढाधिष्ठिता स्वकोटिकोटिभिरावृता चक्रराजरथारूढ सर्वायुधपुरस्कृता गेयचक्ररथारूढ मन्त्रिणी परिसेविता किरिचक्ररथारूढ दण्डनाधा परिष्कृता ज्वालामालिनी काक्षिप्त वह्नि प्राकारमध्यगा. Okay, so let us conclude with Guru Vandanam. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswarah Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Vasinyadi Vagdevatabhyam Namaha. Om Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shri Matre Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Alright, okay, thank you everyone. Shri Matre Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya.